let's talk about this ugly painting. It's the biggest piece on my rainbow wall, front and center, and I hate it. So I'm taking a little initiative and hoping that this act of changing something that I do not like about my life, that I have to sit with every single day, and turning it into something beautiful, or at least a little more precious to me, and hoping that I can do that with everything. So let's get painting. Got quite the collection of acrylic paints. My handy dandy jar of brushes. And also gonna yap a little bit and treat this kind of like a therapy sesh because I need it, can't afford it, and that's part of our therapy sesh. So if BetterHelp wants to sponsor me, just kidding. Unless, yeah, I really have no idea what I even want to do with this. I think first I'm gonna keep it as flowers and just add details and hopefully make it pretty. But if that doesn't work, I'll just paint over it and do something else. Part of why I want to take this initiative and see if I can make this ripple out into every aspect of my life is because I am really struggling with the feeling of stuckness, and it's not a new feeling to me. I feel this all the time. Maybe not all the time, but I go through very, good periods, even years where I feel motivated. I feel like I'm on the right path and living in alignment with who I want to be and what I want to do, and I'm creating a lot. And then I have moments or weeks or years where I feel completely stagnant and like I'm just running in circles and I can't do any of the things that I want to do, even if I know what it is. And then every time that I try, it just feels hard or impossible. And I would really like to not feel that. As much as I acknowledge that that is part of the human experience, I guess, I don't want to sit in that. And I don't want to let that become me. And then because I feel this feeling of stuckness so heavily, it also makes me scared to act on anything that I actually want, because in the back of my head I'm thinking, well, what if you get it and then nothing changes? I've been reading and hearing a lot about the destination fallacy, I think. Which, if you don't know, is basically just you feel motivated to get to the next thing, but as soon as you get there, you are just on to the next thing because you're not as fulfilled as you hoped that you would be. And so you just keep thinking that, okay, there's this next destination that will bring me success or bring me joy or bring me abundance or peace. And instead of actually enjoying any of what you are accomplishing, you're just on to the next destination. It's a good description for some of what I have felt in my life, but I don't know. It's hard to pin one thing down because as we speak, and actually the whole time I've had a YouTube account and been making videos, I have been living in my parents' house, which I am incredibly grateful for because I'm a single mom with no financial support, and being in this safe place where I'm not having to literally struggle for survival and pay rent. That probably is a huge reason why I was even able to feel creative enough and safe enough to get back into making art and try new things like videography, which don't come for me about videography because I know that this is not it. But one day I will learn more and do more. Grateful as I am, I also feel I feel like I've regressed in a lot of ways, not just because I'm physically in this house, but because I feel a lot of the time like I did when I was an angry teenager with this weird relationship with my parents that had been, you know, pretty solid in adulthood, or at least pretty stable, and now we just know too much about each other. I don't think we make the best roommates, frankly. If you haven't seen my other videos, I have recently purchased a tiny house shell, which I'm very, very, very excited to work on and to eventually move into with my daughter, who's almost 4, and have our own special, unique home that is completely ours. And by the time I'm done building it, it will be completely paid off, and I basically will be living for free. So that will be a huge life changer. What goes on in our home is not affected by anybody else except for her and I. My parenting style will be better, my mental health will be better, and our physical health, I believe, will also be greatly improved. So that is something that has like really pulled me out of the deepest depression I have been in since becoming a mom. Not in my whole life, but since becoming a mom for sure. And I just felt discouraged and immobilized, and I had to do something where I could actually put my body and my plans into action. So I bought the tiny house shell so that I can do that. I really enjoy learning and working with my hands and doing something physical that requires that kind of focus. So I think building it out will be really, really, really nice. But now I'm in the position where I have to pay for all of these building costs. It seems like no matter what I do in my job, I just can't make more money. And no matter how many jobs I have been applying to, I just can't get hired. But I have spent a lot of time building up self-trust again and trying to trust in the universe again. And I know I have done it before. I know that we can change and pivot and try something new or move on from something if it doesn't feel right anymore. I just really hope it feels right. And I really hope that I can find the funding to make it possible.
Can I try painting with you?
Blue, and you can help me with that. I think you would be really good at that.
C.
Yeah.
C3.
C3PO?
I did all of that one, and all of this one, and all of this.
I'm back! I had to go to my dance class yesterday, so I had to cut it there. But I have a Sharpie, renewed spirits, and determination to get this to a good conclusion, or at least a better one. I think it's going to be much better than it was, even if it's still very juvenile looking, but that is just what we're here to do, is to play, so I'm not too worried about it. I like to remind myself that probably nothing matters as much as we think it does. I just tend to forget that sometimes, especially when other people are counting on me, like having a child. Is this getting better or worse? I actually do like it a lot more than I did. Maybe I should do a little bit of this, these little dots that my daughter started yesterday. I don't know if any of my thoughts are coming to conclusions, but the point is, if you want to make things, you just have to start. If you want to do things and get out of your current situation, you just have to take action. No matter how small the action is, like right now, I cannot pay for or prioritize the tiny house build at this moment. So progress is going to be so slow, which makes me sad. But at the same time, I'm still just happy to have anything to work toward and to work on, and that is keeping me alive right now. And I guess I just want to remind whoever is watching that doing anything is better than doing nothing. And even if you only paint twice a year, you're still getting more experience painting than you would if you did nothing. And even if it feels silly to buy 2 pieces of wood to build my tiny house, because I can't do anything with 2 pieces of wood, but if I get 2 pieces of wood every 2 weeks, eventually I will have enough to build walls. So, I don't know. I've been rambling for 2 days about this, so hopefully any of this resonated or made sense at all. I couldn't tell you. But here is what I think is the finished piece, at least for now. Who knows? Maybe in another year I will change it all again, or completely paint over it, or throw it away, or give it to somebody else. But okay, this is the finished piece now. All you need is Sharpie. Who knew? I hope I see you very soon with more tiny house progress and updates. I love you.